Yo, hello, amazing people of YouTube. So today I got my papers from Department of Justice finally, man. I had done a live scan and I was trying to expunge my record for years, man. And I finally got it back. And looking at it, man, I'm seeing all this fucking crazy shit on my record. And like I'm in my mid 30s now. And I'm looking at it and it's blowing my mind how much stuff is on there and how much of it was complete bullshit. For example, I was 17 or I had just turned 18. I got pulled over in Glendale, man. They searched my car. They found a baseball bat in my trunk. I had tennis balls and everything, but I had tied a flag to the bottom of the baseball bat, you know? So the fucking cops over there, man, they took me in. That was my first arrest. They actually arrested me, right? And the reason why they arrested me, man, I'm looking at it and it actually says like possession, manufacturing, and sale of weapons. It's a fucking baseball bat. And what, for you people that don't understand what's happening is, like, at that point, I'm young, so they want to get you inside the system. They want to get your fingerprints. They want to get a picture of your face. It was a DA reject. Immediately, it was a DA reject. I went in, I was out the same fucking day, because it's a baseball bat in my trunk. I got pulled over for driving. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I don't even know what I got pulled over for. But it looks so horrible on my record, right? It's like, what the fuck? Like, I had to think about it. Manufacturing weapons? Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about, right? So that's how they got me in the system when I was young. With that stupid ass charge, right? That got dismissed by the DA. I had never had to go to court for it because it was retarded. It was ridiculous. And then the second, it says battery, and this was a fucked up situation, man. I'm at work in the place I was working. It was kind of rowdy, man. It was like a little shopping center. And every fucking day, man, there was always something happening. Either people crashing and fighting or people acting erratic. And, like, it wasn't uncommon for us to step out the store and tell people to go on their way. You know what I'm saying? Because the last thing you want is people that shop at your store constantly to get into it with random people. You kind of want them to peacefully just move on, right? It's not good for business. It's not good for them. It's not good for nobody. So this one day, I think I'm like 19 at this time. I hear this noise, man. It's these girls like yelling. And I step outside, man, and I see this car has blocked their car in. Like purposely, just pulled behind them and stopped. And it's these three girls. And all three look like they're like 15, 16. All three of them. And I'm like, and I approach, and I'm like, you know, like, because it's like right in front of the fucking store. I'm like, what's going on? And the girls go, man, this dude, you know, like, we were backing up, and I guess he was trying to pass at the same time, and then he got pissed, and he's blocked us in, and he's not moving. And he's not getting out the car. And I look at him, and this guy is just fucking like frozen, just looking in front of him, just not letting these people fucking leave. And I don't like people fucking with the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never did. I never liked bully motherfuckers, right? So I was like to the girls, like don't trip, man. Like, I'll just ask him to leave, and he'll leave. And I went up to his window. I knocked on his window gently. I like completely like routine, man. Like routine. As if like this happens every day, bro. All I have to do is knock on this guy's window, tell him, man, forget about it, just move on. and he's gonna be a human being, and he's just gonna move on. That was my assumption, and I was wrong with my assumption. So I knock on his window, man. This guy is not budging. I knock again gently on the window. I'm like, bro, roll down the window so I can talk to you. And he looks at me, and then he looks straight ahead. I go, bro, I'm gonna open your car door. And I gesture like in front of him. Like I go, bro, I'm gonna gently open your car door so I could talk to you. You know? And I said it a couple times. And I said it so that he's not afraid when I open the door, right? Like, I'm telling you I'm gonna gently open it. And like, I'm not yelling, I'm calm, right? So I ever so gently, man, just I hear the click on the door, and I pull the door just like a couple inches. I don't even want to open this entire door. I don't give a fuck, you know? But I'm 19 at the time, man. You know, I guess you don't make the best decisions, and you learn from this shit, you know? So this guy instantly pulls his door shut, like crazy, just slams his door closed, right? And rolls down his window finally, like a fucking crack. And this guy starts going off. Who the fuck are you to open my fucking car door? I was driving. Who the fuck are these bitches? They don't know how to fucking drive. And he's just going off and off and off. And he stopped, and he paused for a second. And I go, listen, dude. I go, let's just say you're right. Let's just say that these bitches don't know how to drive. Just go on your way, man. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna stay here for hours just not letting them fucking leave? You know? And he goes, who the fuck are you to tell me what the fuck to do? And this guy like flings the door open, man. Like, I almost got hit by it. I had to like step back. But when he flings it open, he jumps out. And mind you, this motherfucker weighs like twice as much as me. I'm 19. I weigh like 125, 130 pounds. This dude jumps out. He's my height. I gotta say, he's at least like 180, 190, you know? Not like muscular, just 190, just a heavy set dude, you know? Not fat, but full set of hair. He looked like he was in his 40s, man. This guy had like his full set of hair. He was freshly shaven, you know? So when he jumps out, like, I grew up in the ghetto, man. Like, you jump out, like, it's on, bro. Like, you didn't just step out the car. Like, you've literally jumped out to fight me. So as soon as he does that, I take off, like, peek. And I just, you know, take shots on his face, you know, just, I hit him a bunch of times. One of the other people from the other store comes and like, just grabs me and pulls me. And this motherfucker's huge, you know? So he literally, like, picks me up with one hand and just, like, puts me down, like, maybe 5 feet away, you know? So I go back to the store, and this motherfucker ends up coming inside the store. And he's coming in the store, and he's like, I didn't even get to hit you in your face. I have to at least hit you in the face once. And I grabbed one of the knives, because we sold knives and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, hey man, now you're in my store, and you're fucking going crazy, dude. I already fucking beat you up, bro, over some stupid shit. You know? Leave the store, or I'm gonna fucking slice your throat, bro. You know? And this guy goes, ugh, and he fucking leaves. And I was like, fucking hey, bro, like, what kind of people are these, you know? I really wasn't gonna slice his throat, but I mean, I have to fucking tell him something to get him out the store, right? Otherwise, what's he gonna do? Start fighting me in the store? Start breaking shit? And then I'm fucking liable, and I gotta fucking deal with this entire mess. So I decide, you know, it was like a family-owned business. And, you know, I decided I'm just going to close the shop, and I'm going to go home, and I'm going to call the owner and be like, hey, this is the situation. I closed up early. So fucking, this motherfucker goes on the payphone and calls the cops, man. The next day, 2 detectives come to the store. And they walk in and they're like, hey, there was a fight here yesterday. Do you know anything about it? I was like, yeah, actually, that was me. And they got like dumbfounded. Like, what do you mean that was you? I was like, yeah, that was me, man. It was me that got into a fight yesterday, you know? And they're like, why'd you get into a fight? I was like, listen, bro, so this is the situation. And I explained them, like, I heard the yelling. I went outside, and it's these three minors. They three girls. They were like 15, 16, all three of them. This is the situation. He was cursing. And I still told him, okay, man, like, whatever. Let's say they don't know how to drive. Just go on your way. And this guy got more erratic. And he flung his door, and he jumped out. And when he did that, I just took off on him, you know? And the detective goes, well, how do you know he wasn't gonna step out the car just to talk to you or something, you know? I was like, come on, man. You guys are detectives, dude. I was like, let me ask you an honest question, man. If that was me in the car, and I flung the door open while cursing at you and saying all this crazy shit, I flung it open and jumped out. Do you really think I'm gonna jump out to shake your hand? Realistically, bro, you guys would probably fucking shoot me. Right? He's like, alright, man. He's like, they're like, okay, so who is this dude, man? I go, I don't know who this guy is, man. I go, I've never seen him in my life. I've seen those girls, they shop around here, but I've never seen this dude in my life, you know? I was like, and to be completely honest, man, if I were to see this dude a second time, I would not recognize him. I know what his car looks like, but fucking, if he were to come into the store tomorrow or today and pretend it never happened and walked in and tried to buy something, 99% chance I'm not gonna recognize this guy. It just didn't register. Like, I wasn't paying attention for that, you know? They're like, all right, man, forget about this. Just, it never happened. So they go and they close this fucking case. I guess this motherfucker gets a call from the detectives saying, you know, like, bygones be bygones. Like, this guy doesn't fucking know you. Just whatever. It is what it is. This guy didn't like that they dropped the fucking charges, man. So he ends up calling the cops, saying, I'm calling his house. I'm harassing them in the middle of the night, talking about I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna kill his wife. Right? So the detectives come back to the fucking store, and they're like, you know, you've been calling his house. And I'm like, dude, I don't even fucking know this person. What do you mean I've been calling his house? They're like, yeah, man, you gotta, you can either go turn yourself in, or we can arrest you right now. I was like, all right, man, I'll just go turn myself in. Like, what the fuck can I do about it, you know? Okay. So I turn myself in, you know, they do the whole fingerprint shit, all that stuff, and then instantly release me. They just filed me in. They didn't even, like, I didn't even have to post bail or anything. So, court date comes, man. Court date comes, I go to fucking court, and my public pretender, man, he goes, hey, I'm your public pretender, whatever, come to the room so we could talk privately. As soon as I step into the fucking room, this motherfucker tells me, oh, so you like beating up old people, huh? And I'm thinking, like I didn't know what to say to him, because it didn't make sense to me. Like, what is this guy talking about? Like, what fucking old people, right? And I kind of went through, you know, I was like, what are you talking about? I kind of went through, and he explains to me, this motherfucker is like 72 years old or some shit. I go, dude, that man was not fucking 72 years old, bro. He goes, bro, he was in the courtroom. You didn't fucking see him? I go, bro, there's like 5 people in the courtroom. No, I didn't fucking see him. Bro, when I go back to the fucking courtroom, this dude is there with his little itty bitty tiny wife. This motherfucker dyed his hair gray. His hair is completely gray. Now he's wearing glasses. I'm looking at this dude like, what the fuck? Like, you're not the person I got into it with. This motherfucker's trying to get me in trouble. I'm looking at, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm fucked. If I were to take a look at this person right now that's in court and take a look at myself, like if I was the judge, I would think this young kid beat the fuck out of this old man. So, you know, we finally go in front of the judge, and I tell the judge, like, Your Honor, I was trying to fucking defend these people, man. And she's like, well, can you get those girls as witnesses? I was like, Your Honor, I told you, I don't know who those girls are. I don't know who this guy is. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, yeah, you're calling his house, threatening him, talking about you're going to kill him. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? We got into a little skirmish, and then we went on our way and shit. This motherfucker, the judge goes, you know what? I'm just going to give you probation. No jail time, no nothing, just probation. And the guy goes, well, what about my medical costs and stuff? And the judge looks at him like, really, motherfucker? What medical costs, right? And the judge asked, what medical costs? What was wrong with you? He goes, well, I went to the ER and they checked me out and this. He's like, okay, so what? Did you have any broken bones, any tears, any stitches? He's like, no, but I also had broken glasses. This motherfucker wasn't even wearing glasses. The judge goes, how much were your glasses? He goes, like $500 for prescription glasses, right? The judge goes, just like laughs like under her breath, like this motherfucker. Like she instantly knew this dude is trying to like pull some shit. And the judge goes like, you're retired, right? So you have Medi-Cal or Medicare, one of them, right? And he goes, yeah. He goes, so insurance covered all your medical expenses, did they not, for you to get checked up at ER? He goes, yes, they did. He goes, so why would he be paying for something that the insurance already paid for? And the judge, she hits the gavel and goes, restitution $500, 2 years probation. So that's that, man. That's how I got fucked with that situation. And that's on my record, and I have to get it expunged. You know, misdemeanor battery of this old motherfucker that he didn't look for. If that motherfucker looked like that, I would have never put my hands on him. You know, even if he jumped out of his car. Like, I wasn't raised like that, man, to just fucking, you know, put hands on old folks. This motherfucker looked like he had like he was 40. He didn't have wrinkles. He didn't have anything. You know what I'm saying? But now, like, I'm trying to expunge my record, dude, and I got all kinds of shit. And I even had a felony I pled guilty to, man, of which I didn't even fucking do it, dude. I really didn't. But I was facing like 17 years because it was like 9 felony counts. And I had to plead guilty to one of them. That was the best deal they gave me. They're like, look, you can take this to fucking court with a jury and all that. But if any part of this comes out guilty, because I hired a lawyer, right? Because you're talking about 9 felony counts of defrauding and whatever the fuck, right? And I'm like, dude, none of this is me. You know what I'm saying? They're like, look, if any part of this you get found guilty, you're gonna have to do the maximum sentence. So these motherfuckers came back at me and they gave me a deal. They're like, okay, you can do 90 days jail time, 2 years probation. You plead guilty to 1 count of like trying to defraud some shit, some weird shit. And I was like, fuck it, man, I'll take it, bro. Of course I'm gonna take the 90 days. What the fuck? I'm not gonna put 17 years of my life in jeopardy over something, even if I didn't fucking do it. It's like you take what they give you, man. And that's on my record. And I've been trying to expunge all this shit. And I don't have anything else on my record. Nothing else, man. I'm not saying I'm a fucking angel. But none of that shit is me, dude. None of that shit is me. All the stuff I have done in my life, I've never got caught for. I'm not a fucking angel, man. I grew up in LA. I grew up in the ghetto, dude. Of course shit has happened. But I'm like in my fucking mid-30s, man. I'm trying to clean up my record so I can own guns legally. So I don't have to I'm a felon on job application. All this stuff, man. I've been trying to clean up my record for like 10 years. The original person that tried to do it, they fucked it up. They didn't even fucking do a proper expungement. And then I had to redo it like a year ago. And then now I'm getting the papers back, and I really don't know what it's really saying, because there's a whole bunch of just codes. And I know how to read legal documents, but this is just like a rap sheet, and it's all abbreviations and shit like that. But I don't know, man. I just wanted to share some of that shit with you, because I found it fucking ridiculous, man. And I know I'm not the only one that got fucked by the system. Everyone who grew up in our community, everybody got fucked one way or another. It didn't matter if you did things, you didn't do things. It was just the way it was, man. They're gonna get you in the system. They're gonna get your fingerprints. These motherfuckers even took my DNA, man. They even took my DNA when I got released. I had to give them a fucking DNA sample because I had a felony, and the violent misdemeanor attached to it meant that I was a violent felon, right? When you put those two things together. So they even took my fucking DNA. Imagine that shit, bro. I don't know. It's kind of infuriating. That's why I wanted to make this video. But you guys have a nice day. Solo, YOLO, BOLO, peace.